Hi, I'm John Messer, the Regional Executive for the Great Lakes Regional Synod and the Leadership Catalyst for Luminex. Today I'd like to talk to you about a common leadership issue in the church, and that is ministry priorities. One of the common battles for ministry priorities is where do we commit our resources. And we have a choice with our resources, which are always limited. And when I say resources, I mean money, time, attention, effort, staffing, volunteers. We can invest our resources internally. We can invest our resources externally. And we think that we should be able to get the same return on our investment, both internally and externally. But let me show you what happens and why we tend to make decisions based on a perception that may be wrong. When we invest our resources internally, we find that the more we invest, the more we find results. And the more results we get, the more we have to invest. So it's a reinforcing cycle that we invest internally, we get results, and we invest more. And the results that we get are essentially immediate. We start the new Bible study, we make the hospital call, we have a congregational meeting that is successful. Whatever the internal investment is, we pretty much see it immediately. And that reinforces the fact that that's a good investment and we'll keep pouring resources into it. Now let's look at external investment. When we invest resources externally, say outreach and evangelism, we expect that we'll get results, and with those results, we'll invest more resources. The same as with the internal investment. We assume that resources we invest externally will have immediate results, just like the internal investment. But here's the problem, and here's the misperception. Anytime we invest our resources externally, we don't see immediate results because there is always a delay in our investment outside the church. And so because there's a delay in our investment outside the church, we tend to limit the resources because we misperceive that our outreach efforts or our external investments are not as productive as our internal investments. And so because we don't understand that there's a delay in our external investment and the results that it produces, the resources for external ministry decrease while the resources for internal ministry increase. And it's that key that makes a difference in why external ministries, particularly outreach and evangelism, tend to be decreasing in a church rather than increasing. The delay in seeing results is something that leaders have to deal with. They have to plan for it, they have to persevere through it, and they have to lead the congregation through that time, through that lag time, helping them understand that outreach and evangelism can be just as effective as the internal ministry. There's just a delay in seeing the results. You know that. Think about it. When you're leading someone to Christ, it's not an instantaneous process. It takes time to do that. When you're starting a new social justice ministry, it doesn't happen immediately. It takes time to produce results. So persevere, continue to commit the resources, not either or. It's not internal or external, but both and. It's both internal and external investment. And in that way, we're fulfilling the call of the church. So, I hope this helps you in your ministry, and may God bless you. Thanks. I'll see you next time.